As the war enters its 22nd month, Ukraine is seeing its funds dwindling, but it's also facing a recruitment issue. Tell us more.
Absolutely. There is a huge societal debate here, which is about mobilization. The army is trying to find out how much equipment, how many men more they will need for the coming year, and this has been subject to debate. A few days ago, the president, Volodymyr Zelensky, said that the army had asked him to organize the recruitment of an additional 500,000 men to be sent to the front line, which is something the commander-in-chief, Valery Zaluzhny, actually said he was not in a place to request from the president. Actually, he explained that as a commander-in-chief, he participates to working groups with the defense minister, where he states regularly how much equipment, how much ammunition, how many men his army might need, without giving necessarily a number for a specific year. This is a very moving situation, a very moving a front line that is evolving constantly. So he states his needs, and then the defense minister then places a request to the cabinet, the ministerial cabinet, which then asks the Ukrainian parliament to approve or not a draft law. And such a draft law on mobilization has been submitted to the Ukrainian parliament on Christmas Day, on the 25th of December. It proposes, among other measures, to lower the mobilization age from 27 to 25 year, which is, of course, something that is subject to debate here in society. Those of the men who wanted to join, they've already done so 22 months ago. So it's more difficult now for the government to entice more men to join the army, but the need is there in front of an aggressor country, Russia, which keeps on mobilizing its men and seems to be using its army and its men as dependable on the front line.
Emmanuelle, can you also give us an update on the situation on the ground?
Well, as we are in the middle of the winter here, we see that the front line is not moving a lot. There's been this Russian claim that Russia is now in total control of Marinka, but Marinka is just rebels now after years, 2 years almost, of constant shelling, and that's what we see on the front line. When there's a Russian advance, it advances on rebels that has been created by those fights, and there was a shelling yesterday on the region, on the city of Kherson. Kherson heavily shelled because it's just on one side of the Dnipro, opposite to where Russian troops still are. So we see that there's several hotspots that are still being constantly shelled. There's no advance from Ukrainian troops, but even if they are in inferiority in terms of manpower, in terms of equipment, they still hold on. They don't manage to break through the Russian defenses as of now, but they still hold on to the territories that they are defending. Sorry.
Thank you, Emmanuelle.